Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese Metaphysics Master in Hong Kong. Today we've got another Sheng for period 9 Feng Shui activation. We had one a couple of weeks ago and there is in fact another one coming up. So this is actually quite important. For those of you who are not so familiar with what period 9 actually means, it's essentially a new time period that we're entering, or a new era in terms of metaphysics. Right now we are in what we consider period 8, but we are already in a transition to period 9, and usually those periods, they last for about 20 years and they bring in a completely new set of energies. So at the end of a particular period towards the beginning of a new period, we do find ourselves in a transition time. And in this transition time, the old types of energies, the old types of wealth energies that we used to tap into aren't really quite that powerful anymore. And so we often then get the feeling that things are a little bit stagnant. It's getting a little bit difficult to get what we want, especially from a career and wealth perspective. And that's not because there's anything that we are doing wrong necessarily, but it's because the energies that we've been working with so far are simply not as powerful anymore. They are expiring. Now, period 9 officially starts in February 2024. That's officially. However, depending on what calculation you use to calculate when period 9 begins, we are either already in period 9 or we are in a transition. And so as far as I am concerned, I'm already working with period 9 energies because they are much more powerful. They bring much more prosperity. And those are the energies we need to learn to tap into. Now, in order to get us through the transition period and to make sure that we are already attracting the period 9 Sheng Qi, or prosperous Qi, into our lives, we can do a few Feng Shui activations throughout this entire year. And so this is an activation that is coming up in a few days and that you can use to already sort of initiate and sort of welcome in the prosperity energies for period 9. So the date you need to mark on your calendar is the 2nd of July. And the time frame, it is between 9 and 1 a.m. and 1 p.m., but I always say do it as early as possible. And I personally will do it at 9:30 a.m. Yeah, so shortly after 9. Don't wait necessarily until 12 or 12:30. Yeah, do it at some point in the morning. And if you can, at 9:30 is one of the most powerful times to do that. Now, on that particular date, we do a water activation, and the water activation will last for a minimum of 2 hours, maximum until midnight on that same day. So if you activate, or if you implement the water activation at 9:30 a.m., the earliest you can remove it is at 11:30 a.m. I would suggest to leave it throughout the entire day, maybe until you go to bed, but make sure you remove it before midnight. Yeah, so leave it there for the entirety of the day, I would say. Now, as always with these things, there is no need at all to convert this into any time zone. Yeah, I'm in Hong Kong, you may be in the US, another person may be in Europe. Just take your local time, 2nd July, 9:30 a.m. Yeah, this is what you need to do. Now, the water activation needs to happen in the East 1 sector of your home. So that is just around the 75-degree range, plus minus 5 degrees. So anywhere between 70 and 80 degrees, but usually we prefer to take the middle point of that because that's where the energies are most concentrated. Now, in order to identify the East 1 location, if you're not a Feng Shui practitioner, just stand more or less in the center of your flat. You can also do this at your office. And hold out a compass. We all have a mobile phone compass these days. And just check where is the 75-degree range, yeah, plus minus 5 degrees. And this is then where you implement the water feature. And ideally, do it at the wider end of this particular pie slice. Let me show you here. So ideally implement it anywhere here. Yeah, so you will get a pie slice as highlighted here. Implement the water feature at the wider end, not towards the center. The center is a little bit volatile this year, so just move it all the way out to the wall or to the end point of that east one pie slice. Yeah, and also it makes it much easier because it's the widest point in general. Now, what kind of water feature is needed? So as you can see here, this needs to be a fairly large water container. I'm not going to tell you 20 liters, 30 liters, 40 liters. Get the biggest container you can get. Yeah, this is a pail of water. It's kind of like a dustbin or a waste basket or something like that, a big one. Get a big water container. And then at around 9:20, place the empty container in the east one sector. Yeah, the way to do Feng Shui activations, water activations, is to always place the empty container in the sector that is indicated. And then you fill it up with water. Now, I know this may mean that you just have to walk back and forth with a smaller container and fill it up, but this is how it's done correctly. So you just walk back and forth, fill up that container, and then you will also have to insert a water pump. Now, you can get these water pumps at any aquarium store. Yeah, they are fairly straightforward. You insert them into the water. And I personally, I've also bought like a small PVC pipe that I attached to that water pump. So it bubbles a little bit, as you can see here. It creates sort of a fountain. So the water needs to actually move fairly aggressively. Yeah, if you can create a small fountain like this, all the better. And then at 9:30, you turn on that water pump so that the water starts bubbling, starts moving around. And this is then activating the Sheng qi or the Prosperous qi for period 9. Yeah, so this is what you have to do on that particular day, 2nd of July. As I said, anytime between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m., but do it as early as possible. I will do it at 9:30 to get the most out of those particular energies. Now, what is very important is the actions that we take once we have started this activation. If you just put a water fountain somewhere and then do nothing, nothing will happen. If you want to activate prosperous energies and make them actually work to you, work for you, attract them to you, you then need to follow up this activation with actions. Meaning, once you have triggered the energies, you need to make use of them by doing an activity that pertains to your wealth creation capabilities, or anything to do with your finances, with your career. If you're a business owner, maybe you want to start planning a business expansion or a new business project, or you may be actually launching a business campaign or a new product or a new service. If you are just an employee, maybe you may want to ask for a pay rise, or you can just meet with a financial planner, for example, to discuss your options. Anything like that, even if it's just as small of an action as taking some money to the bank and depositing it into your bank account. Do something that is wealth related, finance related, career related. And you need to do this action anytime between 24 to 48 hours after you have done this activation. Now, you may not see the results immediately because, as I said, period 9 officially only starts in 2024. However, the fact that you are ushering in those energies now will already attract them to you, and so this will actually carry a long-term effect. Yeah, so really make sure that you can implement this water activation. Make sure that the water is as big as possible. Yeah, not just some table fountain. They do not work. Yeah, if you get a table fountain with one of these rotating stones, those are not Feng Shui features. They are often advertised as such, but they have nothing to do with Feng Shui because there's simply not enough water. In order for anything to be considered a water feature, you need at least 25 liters. Yeah, and you don't have that much water in a table fountain. So for this particular one, get more even than that. Yeah, just a really, really big bucket. Activate it on the 2nd of July, and then do something that pertains to your long-term wealth capabilities. All right, good luck with this. I'll be joining you as well on the 2nd of July, activating this at 9:30. And if you do have any questions, please get in touch with me. My contact details are in the notes below. I'd really appreciate it if you left a comment, or if you just liked my channel, if you shared it, if you subscribed, whatever needs to be done to get the word out and make sure that as many people benefit from this as possible. See you soon.